Trump won the election. Get over it. You gotta get over it and move on. I see people bawling their eyes out on live and making videos crying about Trump winning. Y'all, you cannot change it no more. Y'all can't change it. Crying is not gonna help you. And to be honest, Kamala wasn't gonna help y'all anyways. Neither candidate was gonna help y'all. Y'all putting y'all faith in these people when y'all need to open up a Bible and put y'all faith in God. That's the only one that can save y'all, for real, for real. I low-key knew Kamala wasn't gonna win because she was pandering too much to black people. She done had Cardi B with a big-ass phone on stage reading off a fucking script or whatever the fuck she was reading and was stuttering, mispronouncing words and shit. Then, allegedly, she got off the stage and started arguing on Twitter, cussing people out and threatening them, allegedly. Then you had Megan Thee Stallion twerking, talking about Mokwashi Wa stop. Did y'all really think they was gonna take Kamala serious? If anything, she should have been pandering to the white people. The white people gonna see that shit and be like, oh, y'all most definitely not vote for her now. Like, what? And no, I don't fuck with Trump, but at least he honest at the beginning. At least he honest, he is an open book, but I do not mess with Trump because he's not a good candidate either. And a lot of people that say y'all gonna move to this country, that country, that country, that country. If Trump was to start a war, because a lot of y'all saying y'all wanna move out the country, y'all think it's gonna be a war, whatever. If Trump started a war with Russia or any country, right, and it turns into a world war, whether you in Switzerland or in the US, Canada, Mexico, you're gonna deal with the war too, no matter if you're in America or not. Stop crying to go open the Bible, pray, get on your knees, and ask God to forgive you for your sins, and stop putting your faith in these candidates. This election is just a fear-mongering tactic. They just making y'all all scared and fearful of the future. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. No man or woman gonna stop that, y'all. So stop all that crying. Stop all that pouting today. Stop making your day and all that negative energy control y'all. It happened. Get over it.
I'm sorry, but did you guys actually think that a working family was gonna put your sexuality over their grocery prices? Did the Democrats actually think that putting people's identity as the front runner of their campaign, did they really think that just everyday Americans who are going to work, they're not chronically online like all of us, did you actually think they were going to say, you know what, I'm going to go to the ballot box and vote for the gay man in LA who's scared that he's not going to be able to run around and get fisted on a sidewalk? You actually thought they were going to do that? Being overly worried about social issues is a privilege. It's a privilege. If your vote is entirely based on social culture war issues, you are a privileged person. Because the person who can't afford to eat is not giving a flying about whether or not your kid can be put on puberty blockers. Now, I am a classical liberal, okay? I lean right now because everything shifted so much, but I'm a classical liberal. All I would want is for the Democratic Party to come back to reality, to stop being so elitist and hating on half the country because, oh, they're not college educated, therefore their struggles don't matter, and therefore they can't ever have a good idea. I'm automatically smarter than them, which means everything I say is true, so I shouldn't listen to them. Anything they say is wrong because they're not college educated. Until liberals get off of their moral high horse and stop using politics to stroke their moral superiority complex, they will continue to lose elections. Now, if the Democratic Party were to come back from that, hi, I'm a voter in the middle. Yeah, you don't listen to me because you claim that I'm far right. I would vote for you if you guys were to actually listen.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. So good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So these creators are saying that Trump has won the election, people should get over it, okay? And other persons are saying that, do you think that, you know, an average family in America was going to vote just because of his sexuality? Some of them do not have food. Some of them wanted a better economy. They want to be able to provide food for their families and all of that. So people are not really voting because of sexuality or anything. So if you're voting because of that, then you are a privileged person. But there are people who are not privileged who really needed food, okay? And the other persons are just saying that, you know, the Democrats ignored some signs and ignored most of the things they were supposed to do and trying to do something different, and this is why Republicans won, okay? Anyway, these are the things they're saying in this video. Let's go ahead watch what most of the creators, okay, are saying. But before then, drop your comment in the comment section, okay, what your thoughts are, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let's go.
So Kamala Harris lost and Donald Trump won. This was really predictable. I actually don't want to hear anybody talk about third-party voters because it's exceedingly clear that is not what lost the Democrats this election. It's really just about the fundamentals of how you win an election, and for the third time in a row, Democrats have ignored that and decided to prioritize hallucinating voters that do not exist. They dumped $1 billion into ads targeted at moderate Republicans, telling them, oh, don't worry, it'll just be our little secret if you vote for Kamala Harris. See, Liz Cheney is out here campaigning with Kamala Harris. Doesn't that make you want to switch sides? Turns out, no, it didn't. They got the exact same levels of Republican votes as they did last time. Not a single person saw any of that and decided that was a convincing message. Not one. We were told by every single DNC operative who was getting paid millions of dollars to doodle on their laptops for 2 years that if you just run to the right on every single issue, you will win with voters in the suburbs. It's the Chuck Schumer strategy. New York Democrats capitulated to the right at every opportunity, and the electorate became more conservative because between a conservative and a conservative, people are either going to vote Republican or stay home. And then they decided, let's take that strategy national. And then the electorate became more conservative. Democrats spent this campaign season telling their base to go fuck themselves, that they were not going to give an inch of policy that would actually improve their lives to reliable Democratic voters. Republicans spent this campaign season leaning hard into their base, telling them they're going to give them every single item on their wish list. The Republican base turned out, Democratic base stayed home. Chuck Schumer said, for every vote we lose in the cities, we're going to gain one in the suburbs. The suburbs don't vote for you when you run like a Republican. All you're doing is losing votes in the cities. Any moron on the street could have told you this. They frontlined Liz Cheney and ran on creating a lethal military after a year of some of the most intense anti-war protests on every single college campus. And then Kamala Harris goes and loses almost every college town in Michigan. How the fuck does that happen? Her economic platform was basically entirely aimed at small business owners, and she was palling around with Mark Cuban all of last week instead of Bernie Sanders, one of the most consistently popular politicians in this fucking country, who was relegated to the C tier, or any of the union leaders that were backing you before you went into this election. So surprise, surprise, she does better with the upper middle class and the wealthy, but then she drops horribly with the poor and the lower middle class. How does that happen? It's not just a more conservative electorate, or that she's black, or that she's a woman, although those are certainly factors. It's that Republicans promised people things. They said, we're gonna give you change. We all know that it's change for the worse, but they said, we're gonna give you change. Democrats didn't promise shit. They said, we're advocating for the status quo, and fuck you if you don't like the status quo. That's what you're fucking getting, okay? And then the blue wall got its back blown out. Lost every single swing state. It's not rocket science. All of the signs were there super early. Democrats ignored all of them because they would legitimately rather hand this country on a silver platter to fascists than they would give even a crumb of material benefits to the working class. Welcome to the Weimar Republic. Hashtag democracy is over. We can't do socialism, so we're handing you some barbarism.
So it's safe to say that everyone who voted for each of the candidates had their reasons, right? And for people who voted for Trump, they voted just because of the economic backing or economic factor, which he had promised to help increase, help them to reduce taxes and all of those things. I think that's where the reasons, according to what I'm hearing. Then for other people that voted for Kamala, it was because of the promises that she was also promising. So everybody have their own ideology of who a perfect candidate is, or somebody who can even give them what they want at the time of voting, right? It's not necessary that they are all perfect, right? So yeah, so they are saying that he won, so people should start getting over it. There's nothing that can be done. The election cannot be undone, and this guy has won, is that he has won. People need to start praying, for a better, for him to have a better mind. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and do well to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.